What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Smoked Sammy and I love weddings. And I also like judging people. So we're gonna go on r/wedding shaming today. Bridezilla ruins her own wedding, demands bridal party pay her canceled wedding. Starting the year strong, I swear. So my friend Dana, 29, was supposed to be getting married this past Sunday, January 14th. The wedding got canceled and things had gotten very crazy. Dana was getting married to Josh, 32. She's still in college with me and asked a few friends from college, myself included, to be her bridal party. Now, from the start, this wedding has been a disaster. I'm going to point out a few of the crazy stuff we dealt with. 1, she refused to invite my best friend, who she's supposedly good friends with, because she thinks we're lesbian lovers. We're not. Okay, but if you were lesbian lovers, wouldn't that be like more of a reason to invite her? Like, as your +1? Okay, whatever. She had us go to the dress fitting and then demanded each of us pay $2,000 each for our dresses. Apparently, she had a specific style she wanted. I can afford it, but I won't pay a $2,000 dress for one event. Some of the girls in the bridal party don't have that flexibility with money. Yeah, they're college students. 3, apparently Josh couldn't invite any single females that were not blood relatives of him. So if he had any female friends, they were axed. Okay, that's a big red flag. 4, one of the girls in the bridal party doesn't drink because of her religion. Dana accused her of being pregnant in front of her parents and almost got her kicked out of her house? She was not pregnant and she dropped from the bridal party. She was a class act though and never talked bad about Dana. She said she just couldn't make it. We found out about it pretty much on the day of the wedding. You know, the one that was canceled. 5, she tried to make us cancel our holidays with our families to instead go with her to a destination bachelorette party. I work full-time even during the holidays, as do a lot of people. So I told her this was not happening. More of the bridesmaids said similar things and she dropped it. Yeah, especially if you work in like retail or restaurants, those are literally blackout days. Like, they do not allow you to take holidays off. Just 5 things of countless drama this wedding was having before the day. Now, the meat of the story comes on the wedding day. The day started horrible. Dana was having a meltdown because apparently the flower girl had to cancel because she has chicken pox. That's a valid reason. She was threatening to sue the mother unless she brought this sick 3-year-old to the wedding. Oh, to give everybody else chicken pox. Great. Happy meeting. Josh apparently was able to calm her down from this starter outburst, and we began preparations. Why is Josh still with this woman? The whole day, she had constant outbursts. Darn burst. Okay. The whole day, she had constant outbursts. She made people cry, like wedding staff and bridesmaids. The maid of honor deserves a medal for the amount of diplomacy and bullshit control she had to do. I, for the most part, took the easy route and decided to work outside the bridal suite, like checking flowers, making sure food was okay. Basically, any excuse not to be around the bride. Eventually, I had my makeup and hair done, then the bride asked for a little bit of time alone to decompress from the stress. Okay. We didn't even fight it. You could not see a group of women run away faster. Wedding was starting in 30 minutes. So we figured she would be fine for a little. I spent those 30 minutes just sitting in the chapel with my phone. It had to be about 5 minutes before the start of the wedding when maid of honor came over to tell me the wedding was canceled. I asked her what happened. Dana was having a quickie with Josh's uncle in the room. Josh caught them. Is that what she meant by decompress? I just stared at the maid of honor with my mouth pretty much about to reach the floor. She told me to run and that she was trying to get as many people out before things exploded. So I quickly got my purse, gathered the 2 bridesmaids that were carpooling with me, and we left like the devil was after us. I checked with the other bridesmaid and all had escaped. That night, I called the maid of honor to check what happened and the tea was bad. That means it's good. Apparently, and rightfully, Josh called off the wedding, called her a few names, told off his uncle, and has since left with his mates to, I hope, to have the biggest single men party ever. I feel so bad for him. I do too. But she was a parade of red flag. How did it last this long, to be honest? He's an absolute gem of a man. He apparently also told Dana and her parents that she will be paying for the cancellation fees. Oh, as she should. According to Maid of Honor, Dana's father told her in front of everyone that she was paying all on her own. I thought that was the end of it. I made the choice to separate myself from this mess until I got a call from Dana not even an hour ago, demanding $5,000 to help pay her cancellation fees. According to Dana, it was our duty as the bridal party to pay her cancellation fees. I'm sorry, where? Where does it say that? Show me. I obviously told her no, and that she might as well lose my number. I am never speaking to this woman again. This has been pretty much the reaction of all bridesmaids and the Maid of Honor. By the way, Maid of Honor, Josh's older sister. That's why she was so diplomatic and nice the whole time, because she was doing it for her brother. Okay, that part makes sense. Oh gosh, okay. Yeah, you were right, OP. Starting off the new year strong. The wedding at a chain restaurant, server point of view. This happened a few years ago, but it definitely belongs here. I work at a chain restaurant named after cheese. Cheese. As a server. This place is by no means fancy. We didn't even take reservations. So imagine our shock when a party of 35 walks in demanding to be seated together. We had to pull tables from other rooms, they took all the booths surrounding the dining room, etc. After we finally got all their orders in, a man stands up with a Bible and heads to the front of the room. That's right, folks, this was a wedding. We all just stood there in shock as the bride and groom said their vows. We all clapped and they kissed and sat back down. I'll admit, I was just happy it was over. The food rolled out about 15 to 20 minutes later. They ate, paid, and left. In case you were wondering, they all paid separate tabs and no one tipped. No one tipped? They just threw a surprise wedding and nobody tipped you? Well, I mean, obviously they were pretty cheap. Like, they didn't want to take the time to plan a venue, to plan the food or catering or anything. They just were like, let's walk into this restaurant and, yeah, have a wedding. Oh my. Anonymous member. Hi everyone. Sorry for the anonymous post, but my bridesmaid is on here. Today we met up for our monthly meeting to go over agenda and order of the day, etc. I noticed when my bridesmaid turned her head that she's got quite a number of gray hairs. I mentioned this to her and suggested dyeing it before my big day. She refused and said that hairdresser appointments are too expensive and she's allergic to box dye. It's really unsightly, and I'm worried it's going to take away from the beauty of the dress I chose for her. Any tips on what I can do? I can't pay for her hair appointment as I've exhausted my bridesmaid budget now. That sounds like a you problem then. Wedding is 10 weeks away, and I think her hair is going to get worse. She's only 30. Who cares? Also, okay, I feel like this is a little too specific, so like, even though it's posted anonymously, like the bridesmaid is still going to see it and know that it's about her. Next story. When your boss shows up to your bachelorette party. Oh no. This is one of my mom's favorite stories to tell, and I figured this sub would appreciate it. Since it's all secondhand, I don't know every detail, but this is as she told me. She got married in 1989 and worked for a newspaper at the time. She was good friends with her coworkers, and they were throwing her bachelorette party. They'd all been covering a golf tournament earlier that day, and I guess there had been some talk about the party that night, which their boss overheard. He was apparently a raging alcoholic and was already pretty sauced by the end of the day. So judgment was presumably badly impaired. The girls all go out for a party that night and are at a bar having a good time. They hired a male stripper and he's performing for them. He finishes dancing and the girls are like, "Aw, don't go, just one more," you know, joking around. Well, all of a sudden they hear, "Have no fear, Adonis is here!" And their boss jumps out of the corner and begins to dance and take off his clothes. Oh, God. Okay. My mom and her friends are totally shocked and have no idea what to do as he strips. I wouldn't know either. So they all run into the bathroom to hide. When they eventually come back out, Boss is completely passed out in a booth in his underwear. They call his wife and tell her she needs to come get her husband at the bar and then run away to the next spot. They were dreading Monday morning coming around and having to face him, but apparently he acted as if nothing ever happens. My mom doesn't think he even remembered any of it, which honestly is probably for the best. So that's a story. Yeah, I'd say so. I also like how they were dreading, like, if I were the boss, like, I'm the one dreading going into work. Like, I just hoping, I don't know. It's very possible he doesn't remember it, but if he does, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he just was like, okay, I'm just gonna go in, I'm gonna act like nothing happened, and hopefully nobody brings it up. And yeah, nobody brought it up, so. Man just wanted to have a good time. All right, last one for now. Weirdest declaration of love ever that made me want to hide. At this wedding I've been to, the groom and the bride just seemed so disconnected, and the speech delivered by the groom had a very off vibe. So there was a section where the groom had to give a speech, and it was basically a list of complaints. He was like, at first I thought you were a cold person when I met you, but it turns out you're not just like that to me. In fact, you're cold to everyone else. You're so hard to please, but that is because you're a perfectionist with many demands. I guess if other men met you, you would have scared them off within a week. I don't think anybody else other than me can stand you. I would be so butthurt. We were all waiting for the twist that made the entire speech, but it never came. Yes, there were the standard thank yous and I love yous, but the earlier comments about her being an ice queen made it super awkward. Not to mention, even the cameraman was commenting how embarrassed / uninterested the bride was. At one point, he jokingly said, you guys know each other, right? Whenever they started to gravitate towards the bridesmaids / groomsmen and away from each other during photo taking. The MC also tried to make the whole ice queen comment into a theme to make the situation less cringy. It sounds like that groom was just making it a personal challenge to be with this woman. And she just, like, doesn't care about anything. Alright, well, that's all for today, everybody. If you like this content, or you like me, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time. Bye!